and today I wanted to give you my very first impressions on Ni No Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I've played about 5 hours of the game so far, so I'm not a huge ways into it, but it's given me enough time to sort of understand how the game works and get a good idea of how it plays and everything like that, so I figured it was a kind of good stepping point to make a video about what I've done so far and how I've enjoyed it. The game starts out with some pretty lengthy cutscenes. About half of them are rendered in 3D, normal, game-looking kind of images, and about half of them are also done in anime-style cutscenes. It's very similar to how Catherine's cutscenes were done on PS3 and Xbox. In these cutscenes, we meet the protagonist of the story, Oliver, as well as some other characters like Drippy, the Lord High Lord of the Fairies, Oliver's mother, some people from his hometown, things like that. It sets the stage, and we basically get to know the story, which is that Oliver's mother has died. Drippy, the Lord High Lord of the Fairies, basically lets him know that if he helps out Drippy's world, the Ni No Kuni other world, then they may be able to rescue Oliver's mother. And that basically persuades him to go into the other world, where he is apparently a chosen being who can rescue the world from this dark being Shadar. The first part of the story there takes us to Ding Dong Dell in another world, which is Drippy's main world. We can't actually get into the town though because for some reason this evil being has stolen a piece of one of the guards' hearts. This is basically one of the big parts of the story. There are people around the other world who have had pieces of their hearts stolen by Shadar, the big main baddie, one of the big main baddies, and we have to restore this by taking an element from another character like courage or kindness or enthusiasm, one of the big ones, and restoring it to this person to mend their broken heart, and this kind of brings them back to their normal selves. I actually had a lot of fun with the in-town parts of this game. One of the things I really enjoyed is that you can save at any part instead of some areas outside of town you can't actually save until you find a special spot, which can be very frustrating, but in town you're free to save whenever you want. The characters are really interesting, there's a lot of side quests available, although not all of them are that fun. Some of them are still pretty interesting and fun to do. There's shops to shop in, there's lots of quests to go. The map kind of guides you around pretty much where you need to go. You can always visit map view and there'll be a little star, and the star tells you where to go to continue on the story. You can turn this star off, but I felt like if I turned it off I'd be a little clueless, but with it on it makes it very direct, so you can really play either way. You can sort of let yourself explore and find out where you need to go, or you can just have that little guide on and just know where to go to proceed ahead with the story. One of the very first things I noticed running around the first towns was how beautiful the game is, which is of course to be expected since it was co-developed by Studio Ghibli. It's a beautiful game, the settings are very different, there's a lot of different settings. I mean, so far I'm only 5 hours in, I can recall at least 3 or 4 very different areas that I've seen, and none of them seem rehashed or less worked on. They're all got the same real amount of effort put into them. It's really beautiful to see the different areas this game has, and I'm looking forward to discovering what else they'll see in future. On that note as well, the audio in this game is wonderful. It's not that there's any particular standout tracks, it's just that in its entirety the whole soundtrack really encompasses the feeling of the game. It just really sets the tone that bit more, and it's just a really good addition to the beautiful graphics this game already has. Having already played the demo for this game, I knew what to expect from the battle system, but it was nice to go into it and learn from the ground up exactly how the battle system worked, all the little bits that I hadn't really been taught in the demo. The game really does step you through different processes of the battle system the further you go into the game. I mean, 5 hours in, I'm still learning new things. The game is still letting me know when there's something new available. It's teaching me how to defend at the right times, learning how to counterattack, learning how to sort of mold the familiars, the beings that fight for you, into exactly the right stat builds you want them to. Things like that weren't really explained in the demo. They're explained really well in the game, and it's nice to have all the random encounters that you do to sort of learn how to make best use of this. I'm having a lot of difficulty trying to find out anything I'm really unhappy with in this game. It's pretty much fulfilled all my expectations. The only frustration I've really had was actually earlier today. I think I maybe underleveled a bit. I was googling around to find out if anyone else was having the same problem as me. After getting to the desert area of the game, I was just losing battles all over the place, which could be really frustrating since obviously you go back to your last save point, which you lose money. It's just a big hassle kind of to die in this game. But yeah, I've somehow underleveled my character, which has been frustrating because now I have to go back and grind, which isn't always the most fun in RPGs, but at least the battle system here does kind of make it a more enjoyable experience. That being said, the game does have 2 difficulty levels, easy and normal, so there is always the option to downgrade to easy if you are having trouble in a specific area or just in the game itself. But that's pretty much my overall first experiences with Ni No Kuni. Let me know if you guys have been playing it, if you've been enjoying it, let me know your thoughts on this video and the game itself. I'm definitely interested to hear them. Don't forget to like and favourite this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget as well to check out my second channel where I just do vlogs about everyday stuff. Apart from that, I'll see you guys again soon for another video. Bye!